Yo, bim 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 bam it bam it bim 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 bam it bam it bam it bam 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 it. If it's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Woke Busters! If it's DEI and it don't look good, oh, who you gonna call? Woke Busters! I ain't afraid of no woke. I ain't afraid of no woke. Yes, that's what we've become. Almost a Saturday Night Live sketch. What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I sincerely hope all is well with you. Now, guys, we're going to dive right into this. I'm on my way to work, but I just wanted to get this out, guys. I want to make a commentary about something that I've been seeing and a little exchange that I had on X and a point that I want to make here. This involves, actually, I did this video about a month ago, so this is kind of like a follow-up, maybe an update, because I really didn't think I was going to have to readdress this thing, but here it is going on over a month, and people are still crying their eyes out about this, and I think it's just unfortunate. So let me talk about this, guys, and what it involves is Spider-Man star Tom Holland, as many of us know, will be starring on a stage play, an adaptation of the classic Shakespeare play Romeo and Juliet. Okay, this is going to be a stage play. Okay, please make sure you get that through your head, because a lot of people think that this is going to be some major motion picture release on Disney or something like that, but it's not. It's a small stage play at the Duke's Theatre in London. I said London. Okay, one location, a stage play. Why is everybody talking about this? Okay, number one, it's high profile because Tom Holland is going to be starring in it, and number two, his co-star Francesca Amawuda Rivers is a young black woman who, let's just say, is not pleasing to the eye for a lot of people. Okay, a lot of people have said it's not about race because she's black. It's not about race. Never. It's never got nothing to do with race, okay? Although I've seen my share of questionable tweets and things like that over the last month and a half. But no, it's got nothing to do with race. It's because she's ugly, they say. We're not harassing her because she's black. We're harassing her because she's ugly. She's too ugly to play Juliet, they say. And let me ask you guys something. Do you guys remember when we were kids, right? A lot of us who had proper upbringing, when you're kids and you're little and you don't know any better, if you see somebody in the street and they're like in a wheelchair or something like that, right? And the kid, you're always going to point, "Mommy, he's in a wheelchair. Mommy, he doesn't have any legs. Mommy, he's got a big head. Mommy." And the mother will inevitably say, "Son or daughter, it's not polite to point. Stop it. You might hurt their feelings. Cut that out, son. Okay, we can all see that he's in a wheelchair. We can all see he's got a big head. But stop pointing, son. It's not polite to do that." If you had proper upbringing, you probably had that experience. Problem is, I don't think a lot of us have had proper upbringing, because in a situation like this, right, everyone has made it their business to go on and on and on about how this female Juliet is too ugly to be Juliet, right? And so you have all of the jokes and all of the memes and all of this stuff online. It's got nothing to do with race, of course, just that she's ugly. We're only harassing her because she's ugly. Now, see, this is where the super woke or anti-woke thing becomes a joke, right? This is not something that we used to do, right? And let me just point this out, right? Because this is the actual interaction that I had on X yesterday, okay? Now, I saw somebody else's post where they had a picture of Francesca Amawuda Rivers next to the Predator, okay? And this is what this person wrote. I'm not saying any names. They said, "The argument about Juliet being played by this woman isn't even a racial one for most. White people aren't shocked anymore at blacks being placed in historically white roles because it's constant." I love how they use the words here. They say white people, but then when they talk about blacks, it's just blacks, the blacks. It can't be black people. It can't even be capital B for black. White people aren't shocked anymore at blacks being placed in historically white roles because it's constant. It's because she looks like the predator. Casting knew this would cause waves and get people talking. And of course, obviously, it worked because here we are talking about it, right? But of course, you know, what this person is saying has some ring of truth to it. This is something that I've been talking about now for years. Of course, we see this, the whole race swapping thing, irregardless to historical accuracy. Of course, we see this. You know, we see it with Cleopatra. You know, we see it with, you know, just about anything you can name, right? Jesus, you know, Jesus wasn't historically the way it looked. Oh, no, nobody talks about that. But anyway, so going on, right? I responded or shared it, and I responded when I retweeted it. I wish people would get the fuck over this already. I'm all for a joke here and there, but at this point, the shit is played out. Even if you think the chick is unattractive, what the F? She can't work in a stage production in London that most of us will never see? Fucking anti-woke culture is turning some of us into some whiny pussies. Yes, that's what I said. Okay, now a lot of people agreed with me, thankfully, because it's true. We are becoming almost a Saturday Night Live sketch. If they wanted to do this, it would be hilarious. We're running behind stage plays now? You know, local stage plays in totally different countries that we will never ever see. We are like the anti-woke mob just showing up at school plays, apparently. You know, Pleasant Valley High School presents Romeo and Juliet, and Romeo is black, and here comes the anti-woke crowd. Hell no, this won't go. Hell no, anti-woke. I mean, this is it. We're making a joke out of ourselves. It used to be, you know. No, you know what? Let me get into that in a minute, right? Let me just say, let me scroll down to something that somebody said to me because it actually leads into the next point that I want to make. And somebody responded to me by saying, yeah, let's normalize everything MS wants to, I don't know if that means mainstream. Let's normalize everything MS wants to shove into our asses. Let's get mad towards those who refuse to comply. Good idea, Mark. Not. And I replied to them, except I never said that. Please don't twist my words. And the person came back and said, twisting words. Your comments to a person criticizing exactly that implies it. It is clear that nobody would have an issue of a black, Asian, Latino individual to do whatever job, but this thing is very specific and it's everywhere for that purpose. Gee, Mark, you're not new here. And of course, this person is right. I am not new here. So let me take it back, guys. When we first started doing these videos, a lot of us who got started after like The Last Jedi, right? A lot of us in this space. For example, let's use Kelly Marie Tran, for example, okay? Back then, we objected to the character of Rose Tico because it wasn't well written, the character was annoying, and it really didn't have much of a place or purpose in the story. It was just wasting time, that whole journey to, Canto Bight thing, you know what I mean? So we talked about that. And of course, Lucasfilm tried to deflect by saying that we were attacking Kelly Marie Tran. Oh, they were so cruel that she had to leave the internet because she was so distraught. We never heard from Kelly Marie Tran, who said that her problems with the fans, you know. And back then, we had the high ground because most of us never did talk specifically about Kelly Marie Tran. We never personally attacked her, all right? So once again, we had the high ground and we had the moral superiority in that situation because we just didn't do it. One thing we never did back then, since this person pointed out I'm not new here, and this is true, I was one of the premier first voices who spoke out in this so-called culture war. Back then, we knew you don't attack the individual. We were attacking characters, we were attacking writing, we were attacking production companies, directors, Lucasfilm, people who were making these creative decisions. That's who we were attacking. You know, that's who we were questioning. Okay, but we never went after individuals, especially ones who never went after us. Usually we were responding to people who attacked us on social media, in the press, things like that. We're talking about Brie Larson. We're talking about Kathleen Kennedy. We're talking about Ryan Johnson. We're talking about Rachel Ziegler. We're talking about most recently Ncuti Gatwa from Doctor Who. You know, we go after people who attack us. Now, I would invite any of you to present to me anything that Francesca Amawuda Rivers said that would get us attacking her the way that we are. She is simply a young actress working on a stage play in London that none of us are going to see. Now, Please raise your hand. Is there anybody out there who's going to see this, who did see it, who can review this? Have you heard Chris Stuckman reviewing this? Jeremy Johns? Anything? No, because this is not from a major Hollywood studio. This is not a game that we're playing. This is not a comic book that we usually talk about. Stay on target, people, because you're making us look like a joke by running after these little random things here and there. Oh, that's woke. That's woke. That's woke. That's woke. Oh my God, that's supposed to be white. Ask yourself this, right? Because I know a lot of people. It's got nothing to do with race. It's because she's ugly. Once again, pointing shit out. Your mom told you it's not polite to point. Okay, you can see. She's a little bit rough looking, okay? To some people, she's a lot rough looking, okay? I'm not going to argue with you about that. Okay, she's rough looking. How long are you going to keep pointing this out? What, is she just too ugly to work at all, right? You say it's not because she's black, it's because she's ugly. Juliet's not supposed to be ugly, right? Historically, Juliet is not ugly. Okay, historically, Juliet is not in a wheelchair either. Let's say they did a stage production of Romeo and Juliet, and it was a beautiful white woman who was in a wheelchair, all right? Would it be the same outcry? Would it be the same cry for accuracy? Is it woke because they want to represent the handicapped community? It's the same energy. Oh, but being black is not a handicap. We're not talking about that. We're talking about historical accuracy. Juliet was not in a wheelchair. If it was a beautiful white woman in a wheelchair, would you still be doing this? In a stage play, a small stage play in London? The only reason why it's news here is because Tom Holland is starring in it. Somebody else said something to the effect of they knew what they were doing by hiring an ugly black woman because it would get people talking and they're going to make a lot of money off of the controversy. No, they hired Tom Holland for that. It's not because Juliet is black or Juliet is ugly. It's because Tom Holland is in it playing opposite of a black person who some people think is unattractive. If it wasn't Tom Holland, nobody would have been talking about it. It wouldn't have even made the news. It would just be another small stage play in London somewhere. You know how many stage plays, how many iterations of Shakespeare there have been where it's always been some type of racial, like diversity going on? It's been going on forever. Remember Peter Pan? Peter Pan was always played by a woman. I guess if that was today, people would be all over the place. Peter Pan was always played by a young woman back in the day. All right. Stage plays have their own set of rules. All right. It's a whole different animal. All right. We need to stay on target. We need to understand what the difference is. We don't go against people who have not gone against us. And that's the difference. I know a lot of people on X was questioning me about this. No, this is woke. No, we should have the right to talk about it. No, what's the difference? The difference is that we never went against people who didn't go against us. We never did that. All right. We had people like Reed Writing Ripley who tried to say that we were far right and we were bullies and things like that. This is just playing into that. We don't understand how we've devolved into exactly what these people said we were back in the day. I've done so many videos talking about this, a warning about this over the years, that if we don't watch ourselves, we will become what they say we are. But of course, nobody wanted to listen to me because I'm a so-called small channel. Everybody focuses on big channels, but you know what the problem is with big channels, all due respect to them? After a while, when they've amassed their audience, there's no more room to maneuver. You have to do what that audience tells you to do because you're afraid of losing them at this point. You know, they know why they came there. They know what they want to hear. And if you don't keep saying what it is that they expect of you, then you're in danger of losing your audience. When you're a small channel or when you're a channel that bases your content on expressing your opinion, then you're not so much afraid of that anymore. I have people all the time tell me, that's a bad take, unsubbed, I can't believe you, you're a grifter. Even though I've never sold anything on this channel, you never see me sell a t-shirt, a hat, anything, a book, nothing. I'm just a guy who gives my opinion. Like I say in every video, I'm taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. People they can't rock with that. That's fine. But anyway, guys, I got to get ready to go to work. Let me wrap this up. It's already been longer than I thought it was going to be. But you can get in the comment section and let me know what you think about all of this ridiculous uproar about this stage production. All right, this isn't Hollywood. This isn't Lucasfilm. This isn't anything like that. This is a Jamie Lloyd production company. Have you ever heard of that? No, you haven't, because it's a local stage production company in London. Jamie Lloyd Production Company. He is the director. Nobody's going after him the way you would go after Rian Johnson. It's like, guys, put two and two together, all right? Don't let us go out like this, like we're some type of silly joke, because that's the way the media is playing us right now. Stop jumping through the hoops. Stop going for the bait. I tried. All right, guys, it's your turn. You can get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this. As always, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe, you can support the channel, of course, by clicking on the Cash App link in the pinned comment below, as well as hitting that Super Thanks feature that is on each and every one of my videos. Thank you guys for listening. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.